today is the 27th of April, and in Rome it's almost raining.
Ecco.
Bad weather, bad weather. I mean, it's not raining yet, but
No.
so and so.
Yeah,
cloudy,
Okay.
sure. It's cloudy.
It's cloudy there. Yes,
Also in
very
Milan.
cloudy. Okay, let's start doing a bit of revision of the conditionals. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm sorry for the people that already seen this presentation. I'm sorry. It's always the same presentation that I'm going to propose you. But it's a very, you know, I found it that there are many ways of explaining the conditionals, but this one with examples is still the best one and the easiest one.
No
Okay,
problem.
so that's why I'm sorry for Anna, Myla, and
No
probably
problem.
even Antonella that already watched it, but
There's no problem.
please forgive me.
Sempre
Okay.
very useful.
Okay. Yes. Let's share it with you. This. And with the sound. Okay. So you see, this presentation is starting telling what if, because of course if is the focus of the conditional, and is the reason why the conditional was invented, even the conditional zero, because of course is a normal present tense sentence, but with if. So they just have added to the list of the conditionals. Let's go on. How to understand conditionals. Okay, this is the very, very easy grill where we found all of them with a name, the tense that we are going to use, and when do we use. Okay, so we got here conditional zero, present simple, facts, high probability. Can anybody just try and do an example of a sentence with the two present simple with facts? Come on.
It's cloudy.
It's cloudy.
Then
if it's cloudy, it's
raining.
No, because you have to put the two present.
Present. It's cloudy.
It is cloudy.
If you don't take the umbrella,
you
get wet.
You get wet.
Okay, it's raining. If you don't take the umbrella, you get wet. It's a fact. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, try to do it, because then we got so many exercises to see. Okay, then we got the first conditional, where is very common when we have the present simple followed by will and the base form for a future situation. High probability. What does it mean, high probability? Means that probably that's something, for example, that I have decided to do. For example,
if I go to school, sorry.
Anto, go.
If I go to school, I will learn a lot of things, a lot of matters.
That's it. If I do this, I will obtain this. Okay. The second one is the dream, what we call the dream conditional, because it's always something that is in the future. But how do we form it? We form with a past simple, and then would plus the base form is always in the future, but the probability are very low.
Mhm.
Do you have an example?
If I won the lottery, I will buy the car, a new car.
If I won the
Won,
lottery,
I will buy.
Would
I would buy the
buy
car.
a car.
car.
I would buy a car.
Mhm.
And then we got the third one, that is the regret. Okay, the regret tense, because the situation is in the past. So we don't have any probability anymore. Past situation. Okay. So we got, how do we form it? With the past perfect. Past perfect. That means that we have the verb have
Had.
and the past had. Had plus past participle is the past perfect. Then would have and the past participle. So it seems complicated because there are many verbs to put together, but actually they are just two, past perfect and would have plus past participle. And it's something that was in the past, so that we have no probability of happening anymore. An example could be,
If I had
if I had,
Studied.
if I have studied,
I would add.
No,
I would have
passed the
yeah.
exam.
Pass the exam.
Yes, but I didn't. So I didn't pass the exam. Okay. So that's why it's called the regret one.
Past situation type
Okay, let's get
conditional, no?
into some examples. Okay, Chiara, let's read this one.
Zero conditional, facts, high probability.
Probability.
Probability. High smells if you hate it. You get wet if it rains. If people eat too much, they get fat. If you touch a fire, you get burned. People die if they don't eat. You get water if you mix
water.
If you mix hydrogen and oxygen.
Hydrogen and oxygen.
Hydrogen and oxygen. Snacks bite if they are scared. If babies are hungry, they cry.
Okay, that's our fact.
Okay.
Just facts. There's nothing to discuss. This is almost true. Okay.
Okay.
Then we get into the first one, Chiara.
Okay. I read again.
Yes, please.
Okay. Future situation, high probability. Probability. If it rains, I will go to the park. If I study today, I'll go to the party tonight. If I have enough money, I'll buy some new shoes. She'll be late if the train is delayed.
Yes.
She'll miss the bus if she doesn't leave soon. If I see her, I'll tell her.
Of course, the sentence can start with if, or if can be in the middle of the sentence. First part or second part, it doesn't matter. You can just interchange them without any problem. The meaning is remaining and the building of the grammar is completely the same.
Okay.
Then we get, yes.
But if you put if first, then after the second sentence, you have to put, before the second sentence, you have to put a comma. And other ways, if you put the first sentences without if, the comma doesn't go.
That's it. That's a very good observation. It is, because in this way, it's just because we require a comma after this clause. If it rains, I won't go to the park. She'll be late if the train is delayed. It's like when you are speaking. Actually, commas in English, they're very connected to the speaking, because when you speak, you say, if it rains, I won't go to the park. And you got a pause. Actually, we don't have the pause here. She'll be late if the train is delayed. Okay, you don't have it. And then we got the second conditional for the future situation and low probability. Can anybody else read, Gian Maria?
If we were in London today, we would be able to go to concert in the Hyde Park.
To the concert, yes, to the concert in Hyde Park.
To the concert in the Hyde Park. If I had millions of dollars, I'd give a lot to charity.
Yes.
If there were no hungry people in this world, I will be much better place.
It would be a much better place, yes.
If everyone had clean water to drink, there would be a lot less disease.
Disease, yes, a lot less disease. The second, yes, you say? Does anybody?
Yes.
Okay, follow me.
Lo sto seguendo sulla tabella che hai mandato tu.
Ok.
E...
Dove non c'è tutto il condizionale,
dove
ma
non
c'è la forma
qua.
base del condizionale, cioè il would è lì. Lì c'è solo il would, perché in effetti il would è quello che ti determina il condizionale, però non c'è tutta la struttura del primo, secondo e terzo, perché è considerata non grammatica di base, ma uso grammaticale delle strutture.
Ah, ma ci sono tutti?
Ci sono tutti, però sono visti, e per questo vi dico, ci sono tanti modi attenti quando andate in altre grammatiche, perché la stessa regola vi può essere spiegata in moltissimi modi. È un altro modo di vedere la cosa, no? E di interpretarla, proprio perché la grammatica non nasce, non ha delle radici storiche così profonde, ma si è sviluppata nel corso degli anni in modo prevalentemente orale. Per cui adesso ci sono tutte queste grammatiche spiegate in modo... E poi c'è anche tanta gente che si improvvisa un pochino, no? Però in effetti l'esempio è quello che deve essere comune a tutti, perché è il modo in cui viene applicata poi la regola. Tu la regola me la puoi spiegare in 1000 modi, vederla da diversi punti di vista, ma l'applicazione è univoca. Ok?
Ok.
Allora, questo è il second. Adesso andiamo nel third. Chiara, se ti ricordi, era quello del passato, cose che non possono più essere cambiate.
Ok, no problem.
Ok, Edo, ce le leggi tu qualcosa? Se ti va.
Third conditional.
Third.
Past situation. Third conditional. Past situation. No probability.
Yes.
If I had worked harder at school, I would have got better grades.
Ci ha messo pure l'interpretazione qua. Perché ti rode un po'. Ok, that's it. It's true.
If
yes.
I had the time, I would have gone to see him, but I didn't have time.
So,
if we had bought that
house, yes.
We would have had to rebuild the kitchen. If we had caught the earlier train, we would have got there on time, but we were late.
In some, we have added, you know, the resolution, which is the result, but we were late. That is even useless, actually, because even the first part, but I didn't have time. And you know, this is the third conditional. We don't have any probability. So now let's make a bit of revision of it. So with the 0-1, you have certainty. Okay, we use the so-called just because I explained you why, zero conditional when the result of the condition is always true, like a scientific fact. take some ice, put it in a saucepan, hit the saucepan. What happens? The ice melts. It becomes water. You would be surprised if it did not. So we have the if plus present simple plus present simple. If you add they can, you see the two yellow arrows means that you can change the order without any problem. Then you got the first conditional. We're talking about the future. We're thinking about a particular condition or situation in the future and the result of this condition. There is a real possibility that this condition will happen. For example, it is morning, you are at home, you play tennis this afternoon, but there are some clouds in the sky. Imagine that it rains. What will you do? If it rains tomorrow, we will stay at home. Okay, and even here you can exchange the order. Same with the second conditional as far as for the order. But of course, this is very similar, the first and the second. It's like the first conditional. We are still thinking about the future. We are thinking about a particular condition in the future and the result of this condition. But here, there is not a real possibility that this condition will happen. For example, you do not have a lottery ticket. It is possible to win? No, no lottery ticket, no win. But maybe you will buy a lottery ticket in the future, maybe today. So you can think about winning in the future like a dream. This is not very real, but it's still possible. And we have if plus past simple plus would, wouldn't, and the verb. If I had much money, I would buy a car. Okay? And you can just even here interchange the two parts of the sentence. Then we get into...
Scusa Paola, ti posso
Yes.
indicare un attimo? Io come esempio nel conditional 3
Yes.
avevo scritto would you have helped me if I asked you? È giusto come conditional 3?
Would you have helped me if
I asked you?
No.
No, non è
if
giusto.
I had asked you.
Vedi. Okay.
If I had, because it's the past perfect, not the past simple.
Okay,
You
okay.
use the past
Corretto.
simple. Okay.
Corretto.
You mixed the second conditional with the third.
E infatti adesso non mi ritrovavo più.
Infatti, okay. Perché li avevi mischiati, i tempi avevi mischiato, ma nel senso volevi esprimere questo. So the first and the second conditionals talk about the future. With the third conditional, we talk about the past. So different. We talk about a condition in the past that did not happen. This is why there is no possibility for this condition. The third conditional is also like a dream, but no possibility of the dream coming true. So it's not a dream anymore because you can dream of something that would probably happen, somebody's fall.
Yes.
Who? Myla?
Somebody fall?
Yeah, of you. Myla fall down.
Myla fall.
Yeah, she's disconnected. Okay. The third, so last week you bought a lottery ticket, but you did not win. Okay. If I had won the lottery, I would have bought a car. Myla, what's happening? Are you okay?
Questo è normale, fa tutto da solo.
Are you hurt? No? No problem? Okay. Okay. I thought we were too boring. And so you got disconnected. Okay. And so this is past perfect. Just remember that is the past perfect. Had plus past participle. That's it. And then would have, why do they use, do they usually explain the conditional at the end after the intermediate level, not because it's a difficult verb, it's a difficult tense at all, just because you have to use some verbs that are explained at the intermediate level, like the past perfect. Of course, at a lower intermediate, you don't know the past perfect yet. So I can't explain you the third conditional. I could just explain to you the first and the second, the zero, first and second conditional, not even the second actually. But I think that it's better to have a global idea of all the conditional and the differences between one and the other in order to remember them better. Because if you just study, it's like the new methods, for example, they give the pronouns, you know, the personal pronouns, I, you, he, she. In some grammars, you found that at first they teach you just I, you, he. And then in other lessons, or the verb to be, they just, sorry, I didn't put it off. Okay, sorry. Sorry, husband. And so I'm lost. Give me a cue. Give me a clue. Give me a clue. What did I say? Non mi seguivate neanche voi.
You were talking about the global verb.
The global verb, yes. So it's important to get the global vision of the conditional in order to remember better and in order to use all of them without confusion. Okay. So this is about the conditional. Is that clearer for you, Chiara, now?
Yes. It's more clear.
Okay. The only thing that you should do is some exercise. Just do some exercise. And that's it. Okay, now let's get into our book.
Thanks to everyone.
Thanks. Yes, but you know, some doubts are always there. Because today we are getting to the unreal conditionals. So this explanation, even if you weren't asking for, Chiara, I would have probably done the same. Because of course, you need to have very clear everything about the conditionals to get into some deep part of it. Read this one, how it's very nice. To survive, it is often necessary to fight, and to fight, you have to get dirty. George Orwell is okay. Do you agree?
To survive, it is often necessary to fly.
To fight.
To fight. Combattere.
Yes.
And to fight, you have to get dirty.
This is the thing that even when you are studying IT technology, they always say to you, to learn IT technology, you have to get dirty. In italiano dicono sempre, se devi imparare a usare il computer, ti devi sporcare le mani. È vero, Gianmaria?
È la versione pulita questa.
È la versione pulita, diciamo. Ti devi sporcare le mani, nel senso che ci devi provare. Senza provare, senza fare dei tentativi, non vai da nessuna parte. Per cui devi sperimentare.
Ecco, vedi, per esempio, io una cosa del genere l'avrei interpretata in maniera diversa. Nel senso, proprio letteralmente, per sopravvivere è spesso necessario combattere e per combattere ti devi sporcare.
Nel senso di compromessi.
Ecco, per esempio, io invece l'avrei interpretata in questa maniera. I should have interpreted this sentence in a different way. You can fight even without getting dirty, because you can fight in a polite way.
You
If
know,
you
you can't. Fighting is never
uh,
polite. Otherwise, you use other words. You don't use fight. You're discussing.
I was
you're right. You're right. But
embarrassed when I read the phrase because I receive no something well on the speaking, and I broke my brain for read every don't understand.
When you don't understand. Yes, I know.
probably you
I
can
would like to change in flight. I don't know if
probably you can reach what you want, your aim, even without fighting so hard.
Yeah, that is another way. So fight.
this
The
is-
problem is fighting or not fighting. But while you're fighting, you get dirty.
it's
Yeah,
a very
that's
heavy question.
it is. It
I
is very
would
heavy.
I would like to take a part.
Yeah. So now let's see which is the book point of view, because of course, if they are introducing to this with this, and they call it this unit the Survivors Club, it's something that is just showing us a particular point of view. So let's see, for example, how do you think you would react in a life or death emergency situation? I'd panic and became hysterical. I'd freeze and wouldn't be able to do anything. I'd act coolly and calmly. Gian Maria, tell me your opinion.
Mm.
Coming.
For
I'm here.
for the first point, A, my opinion.
No, which is what is the A, B, or C?
Ah,
What,
okay, I'm sorry.
which
Discuss
one of
about
the three? Yes.
I'd freeze and would be able to do anything.
Mm. I'd freeze and wouldn't be able to do
I'm
anything.
sorry,
Okay.
I don't understand the connection.
No, it's
My connection is not stability. Sorry.
Okay, no problem, no problem. That's fine. I mean,
we
this
can
is
go
your
to
point of
number
view.
2.
I
So,
don't understand the question. Please read.
okay, any of you, tell me if
Just someone
I
read
just
the
ask you
answer.
now, and you tell me A, B, or C. Antonella, A, B, or C?
For me, see. For
C.
me.
Edo,
I.
A, B, or C?
So do I.
I'd act cooling and calming.
So C. Myla, C for you too, or not?
Maybe.
Maybe. And Anna?
I think B.
You think B. So I think that you all think you wouldn't panic and became hysterical. None of you telling now, of course. But when something is happening, I'm sure that some people are just going into panic and not react in a logical way. Anyway,
Number
if
2.
number 2, yes, Edo, let's read it.
If you caught a plane tomorrow and the flight attendant became giving the safety information, would you? If you caught a plane tomorrow and the flight attendant became giving the safety information, would you? A, listen but not take it very seriously, and B, carry on reading your book or magazine, and C, pay attention and also read the safety information in the
Seat pocket. This is something that all of us have done. What do you usually do when you are on a flight?
Pay attention. Number C, pay attention and also read safety information in the seat pocket.
Yes, that is very good. I think that it's even depending on how many times
Ecco.
are you
Yeah.
It takes
checking the
time.
bag.
Yes.
Appunto, yes.
Time, I think.
I remember that
Just
I
an
had,
answer.
yeah, yes, it is, because I remember that
25%.
I had a period in my life where I was taking the flight. I was flying at least 4 or 5 times
You can answer
a day.
me
It's so
better.
quick. Yeah, no, it's just your opinion, and that's not right or wrong here. It's just because usually the people, is just that I think that people
Someone,
that are carry on reading book or magazine just because they fly so often and they know by heart all the rules. But you know, somebody still needs to be careful before each landing off. Okay, so what would you do? Number 3, Myla.
What do you do if you were hiking alone in the mountains and you got completely lost without phone coverage? I'd stay where I was and wait to be rescued. I'd keep walking and try to find my way to my destination. I try to find my way back to where I'd started from.
Mm.
Mm.
Dura, eh?
This is really hard. I hope not
Okay.
to stay there.
Mamma mia.
Without phone.
Yeah,
Without phone.
yeah.
Third.
The third.
in the
Me too.
mountains.
Mm.
Yes.
Yes.
Very strong people.
Mm.
Okay, Anna, number 4.
What would you do if you woke up in the middle of the night and thought that you could hear an intruder in your home? If you would do something different, say what?
Oh.
A, I'd confront the intruder. I would keep still and quiet and hope that the intruder would go away.
Yes.
I lock myself in a room and call the police.
Police.
Non c'è il secolo.
What's up?
A, no.
Okay.
Sicuramente. B, I keep still and I do lock myself in a room and I call the police.
Okay. Yeah.
I think.
I think.
I think.
Intruder. 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 Intruder.
I'd confront the intruder. Yeah.
You would confront. We would confront with the
With
intruder.
what? With what can I confront the intruder?
That's a problem. If you got a weapon, or a stick, maybe.
Weapon, yeah, weapon.
Yeah, or a stick or something, or just screaming, you know.
But in the sentence there is written that in the middle of the night and the thought that you could hear intruder.
Yes.
So you have thought. So to close myself in the room and call the police, probably if this is only my thinking,
Yes.
the police could say, "Are you crazy?"
Yes.
Yeah,
so you have to see if it's true.
If you think it's different, but if you only think that someone has entered in your house, it's different.
Now, okay, very good. Okay, now we are going to read an article that is called "How to Eat an Elephant." Okay, the lessons of the Survivors Club. What a shame! Yes, of course.
Which is the opposite
Poor
of
elephants.
courage.
Courage.
The opposite of courage.
Discourage.
Col coraggio, la paura, afraid.
Yes, fear.
Fear.
With
Afraid
the
is, yes, to be afraid, aver paura. Fear è la paura. Fear, il sostantivo.
Producer.
Yes. The lessons of the Survivors Club. Okay, Chiara, could you please read this article for us?
Yes, okay. At least 80% of us react in the same way to a life or death crisis or emergency. We are simply overwhelmed. Yes. The challenge seems too great. The problem insolvable.
Yes.
In Air Force Survival School, they try to teach you how to overcome this feeling. One of the things that ask new cadets is, how would you hit an elephant? Oh. And they make them memorize the right answer, which is, you eat an elephant one bite at a time. Survival means dealing with a huge life or death problem, one which you may not be able to solve quickly or all at once.
Yes.
The key to survival is to slow down and divide the challenges into small, manageable tasks.
Yes.
One goal at a time, one decision at a time. When an avalanche buried the survivors or a plane crash in the ends, the survivors whispered to each other, breathe. Breathe again. With every breath you are alive. In a hopeless situation without oxygen or light, this approach kept them going until they found a way out. I continue?
If you want.
Okay. This and much more is what survival expert Ben Sherwood tells us in his best-selling book, The Survivors Club, which brings together stories of real-life survivors from all kinds of disasters. He begins by explaining the 10-80-10 principle. When faced with an emergency, 80% of people freeze. They are stunned and turn into statues, or are so bewildered.
Yes.
But what is happening around them that they can't react? 10% lost control. These people scream and cry and often make the situation worse. But 10% keep calm and behave in a rational way. They don't panic. They don't panic, and then they assess the situation clearly and take decisions. These people have the best chance of survival in a crisis, and Sherwood explains how you can try to become more like them.
Voglio comprare sto libro.
In English, of course.
Obviously.
He also reminds us that apart from staying calm and not despairing, knowing the right thing to do in a crisis is also vital, and
vital,
and that in most emergencies, many more people survive than don't. For example, most people think that you can survive a plane crash, but American research has shown that the survival rate in all air crashes is historical 95.7%. Sherwood not only tried to show us how to behave rationally and calmly, he also gives us the information we need to join the Survivors Club.
Club. Be careful, it's a club. Very good. Okay, so that was interesting and I think very clear. Let's see the highlighted words that are overwhelmed, challenge, overcome, manageable tasks, stunned, bewildered, keep calm, rational. Now let's try to give the meaning. Okay. So let's get overwhelmed. Means is an adjective and means unable to react because the emotion is too strong. We have already found this word previously, I think. No, maybe it was another level. Anyway, number 2, Myla, can you tell what is the second word? What do you think?
Shocked that you cannot think clearly or act. Bewildered.
Stunned.
Oddio, vi ho persi un'altra volta. Ah, ok.
Ah, non ci sei. Stunned. Stunned. That is here. You see, they are stunned. Infatti, they say, and turned into statues.
Vabbè, ma non è che poi pensare, questa è fatta male, la contesto.
Okay, number 3, Anto.
Noun, a new or difficult thing that tests your ability. Manageable tasks. No, one moment. Rational way. Razionale. Rational way. Probably, no? Overcome, no. Allora, noun è un nome.
It is a noun, yes.
It is a noun. So rational is an adjective.
Yes.
Stordito quindi non va bene. Challenge.
Ok.
Challenge.
Yeah, challenge. Yeah. Okay. What about number 4, Anna?
4. Very, an adjective, very confused. Bewildered.
Yes. Yes. Number 5, Chiara?
Based on a reason and not emotion. Reason and not emotion. Rational? Rational way, in a rational way.
Based on reason and not emotion. Rational. Rational. Okay. Yes. Yes. And Gian Maria, 7.
Verb to succeed delaying succeed in delayed with or controlling a problem. I think is management task.
Manageable tasks. Task. Yes. Yes, but is this not a verb? Or
scusate, la 3 era challenge.
Yes, no.
Yes.
Dopo te le rimetto tutte, così i pezzettini che hai perso li ritrovi.
Keep calm.
Keep calm. Keep calm. Yes. Yes. 7, Edo.
To not get excited or nervous. To not panic.
Yes.
Overcome.
Overcome. Yes, overcome. And what about 8, Anto?
Pieces of work that is possible to deal with
Deal
with control. Manageable tasks.
Manageable tasks. So let's see them all now.
Mhm.
Okay. So number 2 was thunder. 3, challenge. This one, I listened to various pronunciation, but the correct one is
bewildered, bewildered, bewildered.
okay.
Bewildered.
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 Not
Okay.
why.
Bewildered. Bewildered.
Yes, even if you got the word wild, but don't get confused because here is bewildered. Bewildered. Yes.
Bewildered.
Then you got rational, number 5. Number 6, overcome. We shall overcome. Okay, Myla, that's for you, of course.
And then, no, and then
Thank you.
At least once a lesson.
we shall
Keep,
overcome someday.
we shall, yeah. Keep calm, 7, and manageable tasks. Okay, very good. And then they ask you some question here. What is the key of surviving in a life or death crisis, Myla? What do they say? Number 1 here, this is B of the various questions.
Mm-hmm.
What do they say? What is the key to surviving in a life or death crisis?
To keep calm and to respond with the rational mode.
Yes, very good.
Little by little.
And do you remember, Myla, what is the 10-80-10 principle?
No.
How people they respond?
Okay.
10%.
10% is stunned.
Yes, they are stunned.
So they do anything in this situation. And 80% aspetta, c'era. The other 8% was people that keep calm during a crisis.
Yes. And
But
what
I don't
about 80? Oh, the other 10. No, be careful. So 10% get
shocked,
stunned.
sorry. 8%
yes, 80% shocked.
Stunned.
And panic. They panic. They
Yes.
panic.
10%
And
keep
10%
calm.
keep calm. Yes.
Yes.
What is the other important factor apart from keeping calm? Who remember?
Divided
Manageable
manageable task.
Divided into manageable tasks. Like I always told you, English always say you have to do things step by step. Yeah, remember my step by step, that is basic for children, but is at the base, is basic for any kind of trouble. Okay, now let's get into some, sorry, that's coming.
May I say one thing? May I say one thing?
Why not? If you're not cursing.
I think that the reaction of the people depends even in which situation you are finding. Because if you are in an airplane and that you are a passenger, if you understand that you are crashing on the mountain, obviously is normal that the passengers the first reaction is just to cry. The panic. But it's different from the point of view of the pilot, because in such situation he has to react in a different way. He cannot permit
but they
panic.
Are trained to. They are trained to. Okay. Normal people usually are not trained to face this kind of problem. Yeah.
So it's different, the reaction, just for this reason, because
it is.
they
Yes,
are the
because
actors of the situation.
yes, you don't became a pilot just you know, in a month, or you got
I
a
know.
very training, and I think that the biggest part of the training is not just technical, but it is even psychological, how to face this kind of situations. I think so. Okay, let's get a bit on pronunciation with the long adjectives, the 3 and 4 syllable adjectives. Okay, just trying to read the dialogues and underline which, according to you, is the stressed syllable, okay, of the bold adjectives. Each one of you would underline the way it thinks it is correct. So I ask you to read one each, one short conversation each of you, and you're giving your reply. And at the end, we are going to see if you are wrong or right. Gian Maria, 1.
Hi, Sue. What's the matter? I've just been robbed. Please, come quickly. I'm desperate.
Good. So, where would you put the...
I'm desperate.
Ci ha fregato perché ha fatto lo spelling e ci ha capito.
Okay, let's try. For me, it's important, even if you don't understand where is the stress, it doesn't matter. It's important that you pronounce correctly. Okay.
Desperate.
Desperate or desperate?
Desperate.
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 Desperate housewife.
Underline on the first syllable.
Desperate.
Okay, let's get into number 2, Anto.
You weren't offended by what I said, were you? Yes, actually I was.
That's yours, darling.
Just for me. You are offended. So, it is stressed on the second syllable. Offended.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
Very good. Edo, number 3.
Number 3. What did you think of the film? To be honest, I was a bit disappointed.
Yes.
Disappointed.
Disappointed.
Okay.
It was a bit disappointed.
Yes.
Yes.
Myla.
A bit disappointed.
Yes, because he's acting, you know, he's in the mood of acting. Very good. Fantastic. Okay, Myla.
What don't you understand in the report? I'm just completely bewildered by so many facts.
L'ha detto prima, Maila.
Ma io non c'ero. Bewildered.
Completely.
Bewildered.
Non si vede più la pagina.
No,
Okay,
ce
sorry.
la faremo.
Okay, number 5, Chiara.
Were you surprised to hear that the boss is leaving? I was astonished. I really wasn't expecting it. Astonished. The second syllable. Syllable.
Anna?
So, can you come to dinner next week? Yes, we'd be delighted to. Delighted.
Ok. Anto?
Meraviglioso, possiamo fare solo questi esercizi?
How did your parents react when you told them you and Susan are separated? They were devastated.
No, manca una sillaba.
Devastated.
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 Ok.
Devastated.
Ok. Gian Maria.
Detto che è una caciara.
How do you feel when you heard the news? I was absolutely horrified. It was such an awful accident.
An awful.
Horrified. Horrified.
Ok. Chiara. No, Maila.
Horrified. No, com'è?
Horrified.
Ok, horrified. No, horrified.
Now you're going to listen. What is your opinion? Is that I can't say because
Però ho sentito degli horrified.
No, for me it's horrified.
Oh, vedi che ho sentito diverso?
It's horrified too.
Interesting.
Zan.
Okay. Let's get into last one, Myla, and let's listen to them.
È horrible ma horrified.
Horrified.
No?
Horrified.
She said later.
Myla, I was horrified.
Vedi? Vedi? Siamo 3-1.
Okay, Myla, let's finish with number 9.
Do you like the watch? I love it. I'm completely... ma tutte a me. Overwhelmed. I don't know what to say.
Okay.
Vero.
Overwhelmed. Overwhelmed. Io vuoi mettere su overwhelmed.
Okay, now listen to them.
Mamma mia, mo sbaglio le ultime due.
3.5. 1.
Hi, Sue. What's the matter?
I've just been robbed. Please come quickly. I'm desperate.
Okay.
Desperate.
You weren't offended by what I said, were you?
Yes, actually I was.
Offended.
3. What did you think of the film?
To be honest, I was a bit disappointed.
Disappointed.
4. What don't you understand in the report?
I'm just completely bewildered by so many facts and figures.
5. Were you surprised to hear that the boss is leaving?
I was astonished. I really wasn't expecting it.
6.
So, can you come to dinner next week?
Yes, we'd be delighted to.
7. How did your parents react when you told them you and Susan had separated?
They were devastated.
8. How did you feel when you heard the news?
I was absolutely horrified. It was such an awful accident.
Yes.
9.
Horrified.
So do you like the watch?
I love it. I'm completely overwhelmed. I don't know what to say.
Oh.
Mamma lei come svenevole.
Allora, per finire, vi voglio portare su una cosa che ho fatto, lo faccio con tutti i B2, perché c'è una parola che è chiaramente deviata dalla televisione italiana.
Report.
Brava. Che io mi ci arrabbio assai. Perché Maila, come hai letto questa parola prima?
Boh, report.
Io l'avrei letta report.
Report. Report.
Mi raccomando, non è report.
Please give me your report.
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 Vogliamo massacrare Sigfrido?
In americano.
Report.
Giusto per questo lo possiamo massacrare.
Sì, solo per questo c'è ragione.
Ok.
No, è return ticket quello.
Return.
Return ticket.
Ok. Però questo ci aiuta sempre a ritrovare la strada di casa, diciamo così.
Can I report you a book?
Allora,
No.
quello... yes, yeah, no, report,
No.
give it back,
I
give back.
I give it back.
I go out.
Bye,
do.
bye Gian Maria, we are
Ciao.
finishing as well. Allora, in questo qui, vedete, c'è anche una parte molto carina, che sono i vari quiz che potete fare. Test your vocabulary with our fun image quizzes. Ogni tanto andateveli a fare qui nel vocabolario. Vedete, questo l'abbiamo già fatto in effetti, però sono solo 6, lo facciamo al volo. Ok? Which word matches the image?
Which would image this image?
Che ci fate con questo?
Ma io non capisco manco che è.
Brava.
Quello per schiacciare le patate.
Per le patate.
Cucina, de
Per le
cucina.
patate.
Per schiacciare le patate,
patate.
e che si dice in inglese, siccome non esiste il purè in inglese, ma esiste la patata schiacciata. Perché non c'è... Bravi, perché esistono le mashed potatoes. Per cui è masher.
Marshmallow.
Adesso mi devi spiegare come le schiacci con quell'affare, perché la schiacciapatata è una
Bollita.
cosa... No, però io mi ricordo quando la mammina c'aveva la schiacciapatate, era
Sì,
tipo un pentolino
e ce lo mettevi dentro,
ce lo mettevi dentro e
Sì,
schiacciavi.
quello lo
premevi.
schiacciapatate.
Quella
L'ho
la
usato io ieri sera per fare...
Ma è la stessa cosa senza il pentolino.
Senza...
È la stessa cosa.
esatto,
Questi non fanno pure il purè, hanno lo schiacciapatate.
Ok.
Which word match the mail?
Paper towel.
Paper towel.
Paper towel.
Ok.
Oddio, questo.
Chopsticks.
Chopsticks. Anche questa è una compound word perché è formata da due parole. Chop, i pezzetti, and sticks, che sono appunto questi.
Well done.
Ma che è?
Platter.
Platter, sì.
Cioè?
It's a platter.
Frying pan, no.
Rolling pin.
Rolling pin.
Rolling pan?
Frying pan.
No, scusate.
Frying pan.
Adesso mi dite che cos'è il rolling pin.
Una cosa che gira.
Una cosa che gira, brava. Che cos'è la cosa che gira? Quello che a Roma, ascolta bene Anna,
Il frullatore?
chiamiamo il matterello. Il matterello o il mattarello.
Il mattarello, anche qua
E qui è anche il matterello.
Il mattarello è
il
un altro.
rolling pin.
Okay.
In italiano?
Mattarello, no?
Mattarello. Ermatterello.
No.
Ok.
Allora, teaspoon.
Teaspoon.
E scoop invece che cos'è?
Uno scoop.
For example, the scoop is the one that you use to take the ice cream because it's deeper.
Ok. Quello per il gelato, ok.
No.
Teaspoon.
Bravi.
Ok.
Ci rifaremo. Ok. I see you next time.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye.